So now let's start. First of all, my name is Okore Moses. I'm your instructor and also your facilitator for this training. And this training is all about what? SQL for what? Data analytics. Now, I have displayed about me and which I don't need to go further. So these are my education qualification and also my professional qualifications. I believe you can see it very well. Can you see it? Am I sharing the right screen?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, now this is me in the picture. So now before we commence, I'm going to glance through what the curriculum. We are going to glance through the word curriculum and what this curriculum entails. It's not all about you learning what SQL. It's about you practice what you have learned and also give back to what the society and also apply it in every what area of your jobs. In our common jobs today, most of them require what? Data analytics. Let's say every job require data analytics, and which you need to have these skills. And these are what valuable skills. Remember, we have different type of skills. We have the soft skills and the hard skills. Now, please, if you are just joining, please unmute your mic. Mute your mic, sorry. If you are joining, mute your mic. So we have the soft skills and what? The hard skills. First of all, when you graduated from the university, you have to ask yourself, are you capable? Are you capable to the society? Will you be able to meet up with the demand? And this is why you need what? The skills. Now, skills is more important in everything you are doing. It's not all about you getting degrees. No, skills what rather than what degrees. Now, first and foremost, what is SQL? SQL is structural query language. And now SQL is one of the programming language which we can use for what? Data analytics. We can use it for our back end development in websites. We can also use it for analytics. So we have other software. It's not just SQL alone. We have other software that can what perform some analytics like Python. And also we have what? Excel. We have Power BI for visualization and we have what? Tableau for visualization and we have something we call Looker, which is currently known as what? Data Studio. Now, why do we need all this visualization? We need visualization, for example, when we analyze our data using all this software I told you, you have to what? Please, if you are just joining, unmute your mic. Mute your mic. So we have to what? Visualize what we have analyzed. We have to what? Visualize what we have what? Analyzed. After we are using this Excel, Python, SQL to analyze, we have to visualize it to make it look more presentable. This is why all this software I want to mention comes in. One, Tableau is used for what? Visualization. Power BI is used for what? Visualization. Looker, which is currently known as what? Data Studio, is used for what? Visualization. Now, before we go forward to the curriculum, I want to drag your mind to it. you are learning SQL. I don't know how many of you have this programming knowledge before, or you have come across anything like programming before. If you have, please indicate so that I can just indicate by raising up your hand. Okay, I need more hands so that I know. So, how many of you? So, oh, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, sorry. How many of you have this knowledge of programming language? Raise up your hand. I want to see more hands. I want to see more hands. How many of you have the knowledge of programming language? There's a sticker that indicates hand raising. Please indicate so that I can count. So we have four persons. Okay. Owoyemi, do you have the knowledge of programming language?
Yes, yes, I do.
You're supposed to raise your hand now.
Yes,
I asked that.
I'm trying to I'm trying to do that.
So Owoyemi is our recent Python graduate. He's not a graduate yet. He's still writing his project. And Nsika is still writing his project. So these are my Python students. So moving forward, I believe only three of you has no programming language background. So I'll have to start from afresh. Now, in terms of programming language, I want you to put it in back of your mind that all programming language are the same, but different what syntax, different concept, but they are the same. They are similar. They are similar, but their syntax are what different. So when you learn the fundamentals of any programming language, you will be able to what solve a problem using another programming language. So moving forward, we are going to look what our week one. Now in week one, we have to look at what the fundamentals of what of SQL, the fundamentals of SQL. Please take note. Now we are going to introduce you guys to what. Okay, I'm going to introduce, not we. I'm going to introduce you to what SQL and what database. SQL and what database. Now thereafter, we are going to look at on what basic syntax. Basic syntax. You see, when we talk about syntax, syntax is the pattern of how their codes are being written, the pattern of how their code are being. Okay, I said that we are going to look at on what SQL syntax, which is what select from and what where. And we are also going to look at on what data type and what operators, data type and what operators. Now data type and operators are the same with all programming language. Python has data types and their operators. SQL has data types and their operators. Uh, any programming has their what their data types and what operators. So they are almost the same. That's why I said that when you learn SQL, you'll be able to understand the full package of what Python. So let's move on. I believe you understand what I've been explaining. So I want to get a review from you guys. If you add what I've said so far, please recap. Anyone who can explain what I've said so far. Hello, please, someone should unmute and go ahead and explain what I've said so far so that I will know that you understand what I've said, and if there's anything I missed out, I'll be able to uh go over again. Please, somebody should unmute and speak.
So we'll talk about SQL. I will say that they are almost the same. All programs they are almost the same thing, but they have different syntax, which is different commands. So we say that under SQL we have select, we have insert, and we have delete. So those are the syntax or commands we use in SQL.
Good,
So compared to other programming language we have.
good, good. I believe everybody understand what GTech. Please, and GTech, kindly do me a favor. I want you to edit your name. I stated it on the group chat that whenever you are joining, you join with your full name. I cannot call you by GTech. No. You see, everybody wrote their name in full. I don't know why you just decide to shorten your name. Please write your full name so that I'll be able to identify you by your name. So, okay, everybody that just joined, you're welcome. Okay, Ola Kemi, you're welcome. Good news, you're welcome. Ola Kemi, can you unmute and speak? If you are hearing me clearly.
Oh, good evening, everyone. Yeah, it's
Good
nice.
evening.
Thank you so much. I'm ready to learn, so I'm
Oh,
anticipating and I'm willing to learn also. Thank
no
you.
problem. You're welcome. So, you're welcome. So, let's move forward. We have understood what week one have said. Week two. Now, let's talk about week two. We are going to look on what querying data. Querying data. Now, when you hear the word query, what comes to your mind? I want to get a review from you guys before I move forward. If you do not understand, we are going to work it together. So, what do you understand by the word query?
So in my ideology,
Yes. The pattern used in writing the code.
The pattern using in writing the code. Okay. Is
When
there
we
any
talk
other
about
person? Okay.
when we
Okay.
talk about query, so when we
Okay.
talk about query,
Go ahead.
to this help us to call out a data or bring out the
This
data into a new form or new form. Enable us to call out a data. That is query.
Okay. Okay. Can you tell me one application of querying a data? Where do you hear that mostly? And which organization you often hear that they are querying their data?
We can query data
Do you have
in Python, and we can also query data in
no?
Java
I'm
language.
I'm not talking about programming language. I'm talking about the application. Where do you often hear that they normally query datas?
Under Python programming or JavaScript.
Oh, I'm not sure I'm getting it right. In a real life situation, in a real life organization, apart from programming language, in
Okay.
what area of application of the application do we query query data?
I think in banks or companies.
Good. That's what I want to hear. In banks, they
Finance
normally query,
companies also.
yeah, they normally query their what? Their data. They query their what? Their datas. Have you heard about uh they have different package, okay? They have different pattern of querying language. You might be working as what a data management manager, or you might be working in an institution as what an MIS, management information system. You query your data, you query. Now let's look at what do we understand by the word query. What do we understand by the word query? Now let's view to what Google. So let's view to what Google. And okay, can you see my screen? If you can see my screen, tell me what you are saying. Are you seeing my screen? Please, I want you to be audible and also respond to what. So you guys are not seeing my screen.
I
We
can
can see
see
your
it.
screen.
Mm.
So what is the
Can
screen
see.
showing so that I will know?
You're searching for the meaning of querying data.
Okay,
Hmm?
okay, no problem. Now, querying data refer to what? A process of what? Requesting specific information from what? A database. Database what? Table, or a combination of what? Tables. Now, when we are talking about data analytics, we also have to know that we are looking at what? Tables. We are going to work on what? Series of tables and what? Series of datas. So now when sometimes in banks, I will often refer to banks because this is what we uh, often go to or understand. Now in banks, when a customer comes for a complaint, you see the bank customer care will request for what? The customer's details. Automatically it will just insert it on a search bar. It will just query the what? Information of what? That customer, and then he or she will be able to what? Solve the problem of what? That customer. So that is the application of what? Querying a data. So now let's go back to our curriculum. Now in curriculum, we are going to what? Filter data. Now, that is what I explained so far. Filter data. We are going to filter what? Data using a syntax like what? Where, and, or, not. So using what? Where, and, or, not. We are going to sort data. We are going to what? Sort data. When we talk about sorting, we have to organize it, arrange it. Sorting is like arranging it. Okay, you arrange the data in different what? Categories. You sort in what? Different categories. Now we are going to limit, and we are going to use something like what? Order by and limit. Order by and limit. So next we are going to use what? Aggregate function. Aggregate function. These are functions we normally use in our daily basis. We normally use sum, addition. It has to do with what? Addition. We normally use what? Count. And also we use what? Average. So now all this I've shown to you guys, you will be able to understand them in details. I will be breaking it down step by step. And now I want you to know that our class is Friday and what? Sunday. Friday and what? Sunday, same time. I will be breaking it what? Down for you to understand. I'm not going to rush the class. We don't rush our classes. And please, when it's time, we should not be able to beg you to join the class. Once it is time, kindly join so that we can start what? Early. So let's move on. Now, we are going to look on count, sum, average. Now, we are going to join what? Datas. We are going to what? Join datas. We are going to what? Join datas. Now, when we talk about joining, it's combining. Combining what? Multiple datas. You combine what? Multiple datas. Now, since we are combining datas, we are going to look on the inner, how we can use inner joining, left joining, right joining, full outer joining, and we are going to see how we can what? Sub-query and derive what? Table. And we are going to make use of what? The best practices in joining tables. The best practices in joining table. So before I move forward, is there anyone who have the knowledge of SQL before?
Yes, I have.
Yes, I also have basic knowledge of it.
Apart from Sika and Kemi, is there any other person? Okay, no problem. So let's continue. Now we are going to look at on what? All this. So we are going to look at on what? The advanced part of what? Of SQL. We are going to look at on what? The advanced part of SQL. Please, I want you to know that in bank, they normally use what we call SQL and Excel frequently. They don't use Python programming. They use what? SQL and other statistical application. And also they use something like Oracle. I don't know if anybody have heard about a software called Oracle. Have you heard about Oracle before?
Yes, I have, but I really don't. I'm not familiar with it.
Okay. You have not make use of it, right? So have you heard about Oracle before, apart from Kemi? So all these I have mentioned, if you want to know more about it, just do research on this or of this I have mentioned. So please take note, this class is recorded. Let's move on. Now, this advanced class, we have to what take our time to make sure that you understand it very well. We are going to use group by. We are going to group different tables together and see their outcome. And we are going to look on having clause, and some other. We are going to rank, and we are going to move towards database design. First of all, we are going to look on database design because for you to be an analyst, you must be able to create tables. You must be able to what create tables. You must be able to be familiar. You must be able to familiarize yourself with what table. So, because in your daily activities, you must work with what tables. So let's move on. We are going to create and modify tables. We are going to what create and what modify tables. We are going to look on modification and creating of what tables. So let's move on again. We are going to look on index, constraint. So these are advanced class. Now, in 6 weeks, please, it's not supposed to be 6 weeks. This week, these 6 weeks, we are going to do other things, but to our curriculum is 6 weeks. Then the other 2 weeks, we are going to make use of it as what our project, and which we make it what 2 months, 2 months, okay, 2 months training, and we are not going to what make it more elaborate, or we are going to make it for you to understand what you are here for. Now we are going to look at projects, real life projects. We are going to give it to you. You will take your time, you work on it, you work on the project yourself, and you send it back to us. You will show us what your application of what your skills in what I've teach you guys so far. You are going to optimize queries and perform what data, and you are going to what write a project. You write it for us. You will explain in details. You are going to what explain in what in details. Now, this is the curriculum I've just explained so far. If you have any question, you can raise up your hand before we move on to the next agenda. Do you have any question? Hello? Do you have question?
No question.
No question. One for no question. So, is there anybody who is confused of what I've said so far? So I will drop this curriculum on the group chat for you to what understood very well. I will drop it on what on the group chat. Now let's go back to our SQL. How many of you here have fully installed that program? How many of you have fully installed Workbench? Kindly raise up your hand. Indicate. I don't want to begin a class when someone will be telling me that they don't know the software I'm using. Please, how many of you are fully installed the software? So, good news. Have you installed my SQL Workbench?
No, I've not installed it, so I will try to install it this night.
Uh, Abdul Ganiu, have you installed the Workbench? Abdul Ganiu,
Yes, sir, I have. I have.
uh, Kemi, have you installed the Workbench?
Yes, I have.
And Okwelu, yes, you have installed. So I believe everybody is fully installed except good news. So now this is what the environment of what SQL Workbench. If you can see my screen, kindly indicate. Can you see my screen? Okay. So you can see it very well, right? Now, so I believe you can see my screen so far. So if you have used this software before or you are familiar with this software, please can you tell me, have you used this software before? Good news. Hello, good news. Have you used this software before? Okay. Uh, Ganiu, have you used this software before, Workbench? Can you guys hear me?
Yes,
Hello?
we are hearing you, sir.
Ah, okay. One for, have you used this software before?
No, 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 no.
Okay. Now, this is MySQL Workbench. It's a package which you can make use of to analyze what data, to what analyze data. And SQL have different packages to analyze data. There is something we call SQLite. SQLite is a package you would analyze data. And this SQLite, sometimes not everybody can use it, while sometimes most person can make use of. Now, the good part is that in SQL Workbench, it comes with different packages, and it comes with different or full package, yeah, full package, and a default database. And what a default database. Now, what do I mean by default database? These are database you can manipulate, you can play with. If you don't have data set, you can play with all these database. Now, for example, if you check your system, if you install this software very well in full, you will see that it has what? A Scylla, a Sakila, SYS, and Word. So these are default database. Default what? Database. And this default database, you will see that it has what? Tables. Now, this is a movie table. Once I click it, you see actors, their address, the film actors, and all. So as time goes on, we are going to play with it. We are going to play with what? This default data set. But you can also, if you have a data set before, you can also upload it. You can also upload it to this workbench. And this workbench, you can be able to analyze with it. Now, if you see at the top, you will see that I have my own database, which I have created from the scratch, which is CMTech community. Now let's come to the environment. So can you guys hear me? Or am
Yes,
I
we can hear
speaking
you
alone?
clearly. We can hear you.
Okay. So now this workbench, let's look at it. This is a place you write your query. You query your your data. You create your database using programming. You can also create your database using the manual, or yeah, you can always use the manual or pick and drop pattern. But sometimes using those pick and drop method might be too easy for you, and you will not be able to understand the concept of SQL, and you will not be able to solve problem with it. If you just go there and click it and click it, you won't know what you are clicking, what their entails. Now that's why we wrote programs and we query programs. Now look at it. At the top we have a file, the edit, the view, query, database, server, and tools, script, and app. So all these comprise of what you are going to do in SQL. Now we have a mode. In file we have a model, we have news query, which you can write a new code, and you can import. The good part is that you can import data. You can run script, and you can make use of data. Now let's look at import. Importing data, importing database. You can just look at your existing data and import it. Okay, look, for example, uh oh, my software have closed. Okay, uh so I have to open it again. Can you see the SQL any longer? workbench, SQL. Can you see it?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, but my own has closed. So let me open it again. Please let me open it again and then share it back. I cannot see it any longer because I've closed it. It's just that I shared it before I closed it. So before it opens, now let somebody share feedback of what he or she have learnt today. Just share an insight of what I have taught you before we continue. So anybody can volunteer to explain what I've taught so far.
Okay. Good evening, everybody. Can you hear me?
We cannot hear you. I guess your mic is very low. Okay. Can you be
Okay. Good
audible?
evening. Can
Yes, I can hear you now. Hello.
Hi, I can hear you. Good
Okay,
evening.
now you can speak.
So you gave okay. Yeah. So you gave us a breakdown of how our syllabus for the week is going to be, of which stated them out. Then asked us the meaning of query. Then you asked us on. You mentioned some of the tools that are used, some of the softwares that are used, where you stated Oracle, and you went down to the one of the software we'll be using, which is my SQL Workbench, and you showed us how the environment of my SQL Workbench look like, where it also you showed us about the file, how to where the tables is located at the Sakila, and also explain some of the tab in the environment, that is my SQL bench workbench environment. Yes, I think that's all.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so far. Wow. That is a very detailed explanation of what we have learned so far. So thank you so much. Thank you. This shows that you are following what I've been saying. So we are going to move on. We are going to move on, and I'm coming. Please, I'm coming. Just give me few minutes. I just need few minutes from you. So I'm trying to share my screen and it's not responding. That's why I'm telling you to give me few minutes. Okay. Wow. Let me share my entire screen first. Okay, good. I believe you can see the entire screen. So now, sorry. So this is where we stopped. Now you can create a new SQL Words tab. When I click it, you see a new tab as well it created. You can create a folder, you can open a folder here from existing code. You can import. Now look at this. The good part is that if I have a data set before, if I have a data set before, sorry, and I want to upload it, I want to upload it, I will just come to here. I will just upload it because I have already existing data, or I have data which I want to upload. Now, I want to let you know that you are not limited to the numbers of what data you can what analyze. You can what analyze millions of data. So look at this. You can what import data and export data. You can what import data. Let's see how we can what import data. You can import data from what your local folder, your disk drive. Look for the directory and import what your data. Now sometimes the file formats. Now let's talk about file formats of data you will likely import. You can import what something we called uh this file format like Excel. Now there's also a file format. Let me just remember again. I'm coming. Let me look at something. Let me look at my folder. Okay, we have something like CSV. Now you can import something like CSV, any pattern of data, provided is data, any acceptable format, provided is data. Even if the data is not organized, you can what organize it. Now this is the environment. This is what the environment. Now, and this is the what the action output. With this action, you will be able to know if you have what errors. If you have what errors in your data, if you have errors, so sorry, if you have error in your coding, sorry, if you have error in your coding. So I believe I'm going to stop here. Then on Sunday, we are going to the coding aspect properly. So I've been able to break it down to you so that whenever I want to start the coding aspect, you'll be able to understand what I did. So before we call it a day, I have to know each and every one of you. You have to what introduce yourself to me and tell me the location you have received this class from, or if you have participated before, or you have been in this group, or you know us from somewhere, you can also tell us. We would like to get a feedback from you because your feedback is more important to our community and essential to our community. So I will call on Good News. Good News has been our member, but he have not been active. I frequently remove Good News every now and then. Good News, kindly note our standard. If you are not regular in class, we will remove you. Please take notes. Good News, kindly introduce yourself.
All right, my name is Good News. So I live in Benin. So I'm a student of this community. It's this class we started. So already I joined them in Python language and other programming language.
Okay, you have heard from what? Good News. One for Franklin. Please kindly explain and tell us where you are receiving this class from. One for Franklin. Hello, one for. Are you in class? Please kindly go ahead.
Class assignment should be.
Hello.
We are hearing you. You can go ahead.
Go ahead. Sorry, I didn't get your question. I didn't get what you said.
You have not been following us. So
No, I want to do something. I was
you're
on class.
having a separate section, or
I was talking to somebody on video call.
Please explain yourself for us. Tell us where you are receiving this class from, and if you know us somewhere or if you have been following us. We want your review. Your review is more important to us.
You said I should explain where I'm taking the class from.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm currently in Port Harcourt right now.
Okay.
And so far, I think today is just the first day now. So all you taught today, I understand and I've installed the software.
So
So far,
how do you know about CM Tech? Tell us, how did you hear about CM Tech?
um, I swear I just joined. I don't know. It's like I clicked one link like that, so I just find myself in that group. I can't remember how I got in that group. So since then I've been
It's fine.
following up. Mm.
So Nsika Akpan, so you can mute frankly. Nsika Akpan. Nsika Akpan. Kindly introduce yourself to us. Okay. Akpam, are you in class? Akpam. Okay, next is Duru. Duru Blessing. Please, can you introduce yourself for us, where you are receiving this class from?
Okay, hi, good evening, everybody. So I'm
Good evening.
blessing. Yes, I'm blessing too. I think I was kind of moving around one of the platform on WhatsApp where I saw the post by someone in the group, and the person was, and it was having the content of if you want to learn SQL and all that. So I clicked the link. That was how I found myself here. Yes, and I'm currently based at Benin City.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, no problem. Thank you. Thank you for that. So Akpam Nsika, are you in class? Hello, Akpam.
Yes, sir.
Please respond to me when I called you, or you are doing something else. Are you in this class?
Yes, sir.
Please kindly introduce yourself to us.
Okay, good evening all. Akman Sikan Faustinus by name, a graduate of Electrical Electronics Engineering from University of Uyo. I'm from Akwa Ibom State, currently residing in Lagos State.
Okay. I believe you have heard about Akpam. Akpam is our student, Python student. So he have been here for a very long time. I think how many weeks did you join us, Akpam? Hello, Akpam. How many weeks did you join us?
I joined for 6 weeks,
Okay, you have
or
joined
is
us
it
six
7?
weeks. Yeah, it has been 6 weeks. So Okwelu, please can you introduce yourself to us? Hello, Okwelu, can you introduce yourself to us? Okay, I guess he is having a network issue. So, Oyemi, please introduce yourself to us.
My name is Oyemi Olaoluwa.
Hello?
I based in Ibadan.
Okay. Now, Oyemi is our Python student and also our graduate of what? Excel. So, Oyemi has been in CM Tech for months. I guess so, right?
Yes, sir.
So, Okwelu, can you introduce yourself to us? Okay, I want you to introduce yourself to
Hello,
us. Okay, please introduce yourself to us. You're welcome.
hello.
We are hearing you. We are hearing you.
All right. Good evening. My name is Nkemdenom Okwelum. Yeah, I reside here in Edo State, Benin City to be precise. I have been following this community for long, but actually this is my first class here. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Okay, Emmanuel, can you take over? Introduce yourself for us.
Good evening, everyone. Hello, can you hear me? Good evening, everyone.
Good evening. We can hear
Good
you.
evening.
My name is Ejifolabi Emmanuel. I'm streaming from Suleja, Niger State.
Oh,
So this is
welcome.
joining this platform.
So, how do you hear about us?
I saw the link in one of WhatsApp platform I'm in, so I joined through the link.
Okay, you're welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Ganiu, Adu Ganiu. Okay, before Adu Ganiu, can you hear us? Can you explain yourself to us? Tell us about yourself. Okay, Kemi have already introduced herself to us. So, Adu Ganiu, are you in class? Okay, so I want you to do something for me. For all those who are present in class, kindly indicate that you were present by stating your full name, okay? And we'll call it a day, yeah? On Sunday, same time, we will meet again. So good night, everyone. Hello, good night.
Yeah.
Yeah, good night.
Good night.
Good night, sir.